Hello, bear watchers. I am heading to the muskox farm. So the muskox farm, Large Animal Research Station, LARS for short, is they're actually closed for the season. And today it is Locals Day. They don't check your ID. But it's an event where they do fundraisers, and they usually have like a food truck or two there, and I don't know what is going on with this, but yeah, we're gonna go see some muskox today, and maybe some reindeer, and I thought I was gonna get there a half an hour ago, and you know, weekend fashion, we're always late, but I'm by myself. I'll be by myself a lot lately. I've got no Mary to drag around with me. Heather's working, so I don't know if there's anything that we'll get into tomorrow. We need to empty all the rooms out to have our flooring done. So that's gonna probably keep us from going anywhere. And then I gotta mow the lawn. So not fun stuff, but stuff that needs to get done. So yeah, I was just talking to one of the girls at work because the muskox, they're kind of like a prehistoric animal. They've been around forever. And you know, they're still not very different from what they used to be, you know, thousands of years ago, and they still live here, and they're still thriving here up north in the wild, up near Nome, and yeah, so I don't know anything about the wild herds here, but this is an experimental farm. It's part of the University of Alaska, where they do studies on them. And I'm gonna see if we see some wood bison. They had a wood bison project here. They were trying to reestablish, because wood bison became extinct here, and they used to live here wild. So they were trying to reestablish from, I don't know where they got the herds from, but they started out at the research center, the wildlife conservation center down by Girdwood, Anchorage area, and then they brought some up here, and they were trying to figure a migratory pattern for them, and they were flourishing, and they were migrating, and they were doing okay, and then they had lost a lot of them. They were trying to cross a lake, and the ice fell through. They lost a lot of them in a lake accident, but I don't know how that's going. I haven't checked on that in several years. But they had some up here, and I know they were going to move them, but I don't know if they actually did. I'm here. I'm here with you. So we're here together. All right. So they've got Thai food out here and crash carts here. Yay! So I didn't get my lunchtime matcha because I came right from work. Maybe I'll get a matcha from her. But I gotta go see some muskox first. Let's see how long she's here. There's lots of kids here. Lots of kids. I'm gonna go in the gift store first because I got something I gotta do.
Do as many as you could.
Beautiful.
Do you want the address as well?
Yeah.
So I didn't show the scarf, but they have a hat and a scarf that they're raffling off. So they got 2 different raffles. So I came in the gift store. Oh, got mugs for $10. Nice. But yeah, qiviut. I'm gonna have to show you. That's the undercoat of the muskox, and it's some of the warmest wool in the world, and it's very fine. So like, there's a scarf. Beautiful, beautiful. Mina. I forgot that this is a fundraiser for the food bank too. So you're supposed to bring 4 cans of food, but I've made some donations, cash donations. So see, they've got Bison over there, and they got the male muskox up in the front here. But the lady in the gift shop told me that the male bison are actually hiding because of all the kids, because the kids running back and forth in front of the fence kind of feel like predators, you know, because they're running so fast and they're just making scream noises and stuff. So we're gonna go back here and we're gonna see the reindeer and the muskox. Yeah, usually the tours are $20 for adults, and they have military senior rates and kid rates and stuff. But it's open all summer for tours. This is actually the coolest day that I've been here for the open house in many years. Kind of cool outside. But it's supposed to be almost 70 tomorrow, but it's overcast today. See, there's some reindeers out there. They don't have the velvet like the ones over at the Santa Claus house. They've already shed their velvet over here.
And so you've been wanting to reestablish the
So that's
population.
the source of all the
Yes.
genetic
Yeah.
material that
We started losing them because of overhunting and because of the global warming. They started shifting away. But the muskox that we found now are from Greenland. So these are Greenland muskox that we were able to ship. And we had quite the trek coming all the way over here. They went from Greenland and they took a boat down to New York and they quarantined in New Jersey.
Well, I've stopped out there and walked.
So there's a bunch of muskox in pens down there. I guess this first pen right over here, they said that that's the male that they took away from the other males because he was being really ruddy. So he was, you know, wanting to bang heads with the other muskox. So he's got something in there that he's banging on, and oh my gosh, it sounds almost like a bomb going off when he slams into it. And then there's in that far pen over there, I think there's mamas with babies, this year's babies, and they're just about ready to be weaned. So they don't have them out today. I think we were here in the spring, and they said that this year's babies were skittish, and it sounds like they're not going to breed any this year. So they probably won't have any babies next year. But I'm keeping my eye on this guy over here. See if he makes that noise again. But yeah, it was pretty funny. I was asking her questions because I wasn't sure if the muskox that are in Nome were indigenous to here, but she said all of the muskox were killed off in the early 1800s. And so they brought all of these muskox in from Greenland. So all the muskox that are here are from Greenland. And they're pretty prevalent in northern Canada. So they do have herds there. Kind of neat. There's a whole pen of reindeer over here too. So.
You think people stay up there in the brown building there? The one with the little the one street.
Muskox just went behind that building over there that looks like a barn. Oh, there he goes.
No, they're not.
Are you sure?
Actually banging on something again over there. That wasn't as loud as before. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, I wonder if we ever tried to percent.
They're smart creatures. I think at Creamers, I didn't see any cranes today.
Oh, I see another one grazing swallows in the forest.
Oh, you can hear him grunting too.
Yeah, that's the
You can hear him making noise. But there's that other one way back there. He had a big open field back there. And
It looks like as if you covered a four-wheeler.
a car. There were a lot of people around me that were making a lot of noise. But there's one reindeer down there that still has velvet. Now these are more like wild reindeer. Oh look, there's a bunch of cranes in there too. I didn't even notice that. I was looking at that other muskox back in that pasture back there. Oh my gosh, I wish I could get the noise. That male that's in that pen he's really grunting, and it's just echoing. It's a really loud growl, low. And he's like banging his head into things. All the kids were over here watching. I think they all gave up. They all left. Yeah. Oh, did you hear that? Hear him?
Okay. And I think it's a great idea to have some artists do some things. It's cool, like different things. And this one is just right. That's a good point. State election.
No, I think maybe
I think that regional.
back here or back here. Maybe back here is Republican.
They like drawing.
People actually getting on them.
Fun. Can you see babies over there? Kind of far.
She was like, it's a snake.
Every time I turn the camera off, he makes noise. It sounded like a lion growling. Crazy.
Pretty cool. She got 25 things done. Yes. Yeah. Do they enter the fair? That's what I'm talking about. 4-H at the fair. Okay. 4-H has 4-H
I'm gonna come back over here because she's calling them over to the fence.
Here, sheep.
They were extinct in Alaska, or they couldn't find
Around the 1800s. Yep.
and were they hunted for meat?
They were overhunted, and I think global warming kind of changed their routing. But I do know that these guys were overhunted for their meat and for their qiviut.
Yeah.
So their qiviut is it keeps them really warm and they're expensive. Like for a raw.
The bison. Reindeer antlers. Oops. Here's some of the felts. So she has the gluten-free noodles, so I ordered some chicken pad thai, and then I'm gonna go over to Crash Cart and it's these what do you call it? The generators are really noisy. So I got my Crash Cart matcha and they have kind of like a coffee hut over by Safeway East. This is Simply Thai. Yeah, really good. So I am gonna, they're both very hot right now. So I'm gonna walk over to see the wood bison. Oh my gosh, it's so sad to see they're cutting down these big trees, but I guess they're too close to the road. So there's their main parking lot over there and get away from the generators. But if you walk over here, this is actually part of the Equinox Trail. In the fall, they do this Equinox run, and it's 21 miles, and it's through the hills and the valleys, and it's pretty treacherous, and sometimes there's ice and rain, and you gotta really be athletic to do it. But yeah, and this is where that big field is where they keep the bison over here. So, but they're way in the back over there, so I'm gonna walk all the way down over there, and hopefully they're close to the fence. I think I see some through the trees over there. But oh my gosh, look at all the yellow, guys. Yeah, see all these roots, and this is not for handicapped people. And I don't have my walking shoes on. I've got my, go to work shoes. They're not my working shoes either. They're just shoes that I use primarily for driving around the car. They're slip on, slip off, and they actually hurt my toes if I walk too long in them. I should have brought my other shoes. But yeah, could you imagine running on this? Here's one of the markers. That tells you how long it is. That's not how long it is at this point. Oh, it's 26 miles. I thought it was 21 miles. I knew that at one point, but apparently my brain's not working today. Okay. So down this way. There's lots of bugs over here too. Now, see, you can't really see it from this direction, but I mean, these look as high as steps. Some of these roots. Yeah, look up Fairbanks, Alaska Equinox run, and you know, it'll show you the trail. That actually goes like up Esther Dome. We've taken you up there before, so that's quite the incline. It goes up and then comes back down. Pretty crazy run. They told me look for the little babies back there, that they're orange. Oh, there's one there. Oh, here's another one. There's another one. He's so cute. I got 2 fences that I'm dealing with here. Here they are. That's probably a good view of them. That's probably what that tractor was doing out here earlier. Dropping off that hay. Little baby. He got up. Wandering around. Big cranes out there making all kinds of noise. There's a bunch of muskox back there. That's the backfield. That's the one that we were seeing. Well, no, maybe this is a different one. I was going to say that's the one we were seeing behind the barn, but... it's not. There we go. I want to focus on the fence. Okay, back we go. Down the hill. So a lot of these wooded areas in the fall smell really bad. Everybody says it smells kind of like a dirty, wet dog. I think it smells like a dirty, poopy, wet dog. It's nasty. Nasty. And they say it's the low bush cranberries, the rotting berries, and you know, just all the rotting foliage. And get my mouth to work right here. Yeah. It's bad. Not so bad over here. By Birch Hill. Oh, that's really bad. They were showing me homes in the fall up there, and I was like, oh no. No, I couldn't. Even if it's only for a month or 2, I could not handle that smell. My sniffer's too sensitive. Oh my gosh. I'm still chewing. But I had to dig into this. I have eaten a lot of this already, and there's still so much more left here. But, you know, about halfway through summer to the rest of summer, they have a garden. So all of this is, you know, fresh local produce that's in here, except for the lemon, of course. But yeah, I mean, it is so yummy. I really, really miss them. Where we used to live, here, let me turn the camera around. I probably got stuff in my teeth. But where we used to live on the east side of town, or no, the west side of town. I'm on the east side of town now, kind of. But on the west side of town, we could walk to Simply Thai. And so we used to get it quite often. And yeah, I really miss it. I didn't realize how much I miss it. But I usually don't go to them when they're at events because they do have a following and they've got usually a pretty long line, and they make everything fresh to order. So it takes a little while to get it. But I was ordering from Crash Cart, so I ordered my food from the Thai cart, and then I went over to Crash Cart and ordered, and by the time I was done chit-chatting with her, because I was chit-chatting with her for a while, yeah, my stuff was done. So I'm gonna put this up so I can talk to you from there, because it's probably bouncing around. It started, I waved my hand in front of it. But anyways, oh, sorry, I'm still getting stuff out of my teeth. I should have got it without the peanuts. I wasn't thinking, peanuts are not on my radar, but I could have gave the rest of it to Heather, but it's got peanuts on the top of it. So yeah, darn it. I mean, now she's just now closing up. It's 3 o'clock. Yeah, actually it's 10 minutes after 3. And they were supposed to do that giveaway for the qiviut scarf and hat at 3 o'clock. So everybody's kind of clearing out of here now. But the lady that was doing the talk by the muskox, I don't know if I got a video of her, because I try not to get a whole lot of people in my videos, and that's why sometimes I'll swoop down to the ground or whatever. But, you know, events like this, you can't help but get people in your videos. But she's like, do you have a YouTube channel? I was like, yeah. She says, oh my gosh, I watched your channel before I moved here. She moved here a couple years ago. And I didn't even ask her where she moved from. But I guess she was researching coming here. And she's here now. And she's working, you know, at UAF. I imagine, because most of the people that work here are actually UAF students that go to UAF, you know, for biology or research studies or whatever. So yeah, that was kind of cool. I don't remember if I said that earlier in the video. I'm kind of losing track of things because I was walking around doing a lot today. But I told Life that I was gonna take him to Safeway today, so I'm hoping that he's home and didn't just go off without me. But somebody said, well, you know, if he does that clearance shopping, that's a different type of shopping, you should show that. So I will probably do that. I'll warn him because he doesn't like to be on the camera. And yeah, so, but that won't be in today's video. This will probably be all by itself, I think, because there's probably enough footage here. But yeah, so watch for that one. We'll probably go to Safeway and do the clearance shopping. Although I have a whole refrigerator full of stuff. You know, I don't know how much this man thinks I eat, but like you saw, you know, that's probably all I'll eat today. Is not even, this will probably last me 3 or 4 meals. Because, you know, it's got peanuts on it. I can't give it to Heather, and I don't have a Mary around anymore. So, I don't know. And he won't eat my food. If I bring food home like that, he won't eat it. But he makes his own concoctions. But he's probably feeling guilty for staying at my place, so he's buying all this food. So, but I can't eat it. I ended up freezing a bunch of stuff. I cooked a whole bunch of meat the other night, and I had a friend, I was chit-chatting while I was cooking up all the meat, and she said, did you video it? She said, you could do a Monday Measures with that. And I was like, oh, I probably could have, because I cooked up he got this chicken sausage. It's like breakfast sausage, but it's chicken meat. And so I cooked all that up. There were 2 rolls of it, so 2 pounds. Came in little sausage rolls. And then what else was there? There was some center cut, real thick center cut bacon. It looked almost like Canadian bacon, but it was just regular bacon, real thick cut. And I cook that in the oven because Heather was cooking some other things in the oven. And I told her, just leave the oven on. I'm going to cook all this stuff. And then I was going to cook a T-bone because there was only one T-bone. I was going to cook it on the grill. But then he bought some country ribs, you know, the real thick country ribs. If I use those, I usually make, oh gosh, I forget what I used to call it goulash, but it was a recipe that my grandma made out of the beef ribs or the pork ribs, the big country ribs, you know, because they got so much fat. But I made something similar to that, but I just did the meat and the sauce. So I threw that T-bone in there because I was doing it in an Instant Pot. And oh my gosh, all that meat came melt in your mouth tender out of that Instant Pot, you know, just alone in the sauce. So, but I had to freeze all of that chicken. What I did was I put a little bit of chicken in with the center cut bacon, and I bagged it all up into little sandwich bags, and I put it all in the freezer because I can take out one of those at a time and I can have it with my eggs or something. So it'll last me forever. Just as long as it doesn't get lost in the freezer. Things tend to get lost in the freezer. But okay, I am gonna go because I told him I would be there at 3 o'clock and it's 1:15 and it'll take about, I don't know, 15 minutes to get home from here. And we'll probably see you in the next one. This will probably be the end of this vlog and see what we get into next. I never know what's coming up because I don't know what I have plans, but I got lots of plans and some work out and some don't. So, you know, I don't know what's going to work out next. We'll see you later. Bye. Thanks for watching.